Hello YouTube, it's the Dbtgamer Show, episode 158, and today I'm reviewing Pokemon Soul Silver. This is my second part. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, go back and watch it. I talked about the Pokewalker mostly. I also talked about graphics and multiplayer. In this part I'm going to talk about some more stuff and hopefully finish off. Now let's pick it left off. I've just finished talking about multiplayer, now I'm going to talk about controls. Controls for this game are also very good. Arrows move you around. A talks to you, B cancels stuff, X brings your menu on your touch screen. Y uses a certain selected item that you selected. Start does nothing. Select does nothing. L and R only seem to work when you're in your Pokeboxes and you're shifting between the different box whilst you sort out your Pokemon. Most of your actions in the game are either done by touchscreen or by different buttons that you set the action to. The controls have been quite enhanced since the last two Pokemon games on the DS. One of the newest enhancements which I really liked was the fact that you can select several button actions to certain buttons on the touchscreen or a button on the actual controls on the DS itself. At the moment I've got my bicycle selected to my Y button, and on my touchscreen I've got my good rod, and just below that I've got my running shoes. So I can run around and switch my running shoes on and off when I like. I can also go fishing whenever I like, and I can also access the bicycle. So I liked the fact that they've also expanded the button equip option where you can equip certain items to a certain button. Because sometimes only having one item to equip to a certain button was kind of restricting in the past. So the controls for the game are really good. Especially the improvements on the equipping an item to a certain button. The music for the game is also really good. There's some nice remixes from the old tracks, and some of them are pretty good, although some of them can be a little bit bad. It just depends what you like, I suppose. Towards the end of the game, after you've collected all 16 badges, you can get a special item called the Game Boy Sounds. And if you use this item, you can listen to all the old Game Boy tracks from the Pokemon Silver original, which is also really nice. Gameplay for this game, it's an RPG. It's a very good RPG. It's one of the best Pokemon games I've ever played. It's also one of the longest Pokemon games I've ever played. So far, I've clocked up about 80 hours. I'm still not finished playing this game. I've only got one dungeon to go. At the moment, I'm just level grinding so I can beat this damn thing. So, 80 hours plus. Very good game. Good stuff about this game, but the gameplay is very good. The cutscenes are absolutely gorgeous. I really liked the one where Lugia bursts out of the waterfall and makes a dramatic entrance. Throughout the game, there's lots and lots of different Pokemon. When you start the game, there's a total of 256 to capture. And once you enter the Kanto region, the game gives you the National Pokédex, so you can capture the rest of the Pokemon, which extends the library to 493. So there's lots and lots of Pokemon for you to capture so you can build your own team. One of my favourite things about the Pokemon series always has been is the Pokédex. The Pokédex in this game is also really good. It also has a really nice search mode so you can search for different Pokemon, and it makes searching for certain Pokemon a lot easier. If you touch name and pick a certain, I'm going to pick R, and then hit start search, the game will find every Pokemon whose first letter is R. So the search system I really like. It helped me to find out the Pokemon I wanted to capture really quickly if I had already seen it. You can also search for Pokemon with different criteria, like you can search for heavy Pokemon, search for light Pokemon, search for water types, that sort of thing. So I really like the search feature, and it works really well as long as you program it right. And the other thing I really liked about the game was the Poke Gear. The Poke Gear was also in the original game. In this game, it can be a little bit irritating because the radio works somewhat different, but once you get used to it, it's alright. So I'm going to just talk about the Poke Gear for a little while. The Poke Gear has 3 main uses. One is the Pokephone. The Pokephone is your standard telephone. You can call trainers and challenge them to battles, or they can call you and challenge you to battles. And also, sometimes they may call you to tell you something useless, sometimes they may call you to tell you something useful, and sometimes they may call you and say, I have a water stone for you, would you like it? And you can go back to the certain trainer and go get your water stone. So the Pokemon phone was really useful. The map's also very useful. Here's Johto, and once you get to Kanto, you just slide over and you can look at Kanto. It's a very good map, and also when you unlock certain legendary Pokemon in the game, you can also see where they are displayed on the map. This is Latias, there's Raikou and Entei. I haven't got around catching them yet, but I may do one day. You can also zoom in and check information about towns, so the map's really useful. The radio is also really useful, although sometimes it can be a little bit annoying. One of the most useful songs on the radio is the Poke Flute, which lets you wake up Snorlax and capture them throughout the game. Really useful song. One of my other favourite songs is a song that is related to a quiz in the game. If you manage to get this song, you can listen to the song and the broadcast throughout the day. Sometimes a certain password comes on. If you go back to the radio station and tell the radio announcer this password, she will give you some points, and you can use these points to buy items, which is really, really useful. It's quite a nice little side quest. You can also change the Pokewalker's background, and that's pretty much it. That's basically all I have to say about the Pokewalker. Let's move on to my next thing. I mean, the Poke Gear. Sorry, the Poke Gear. Now I'll talk about the different varieties of Pokeballs you can get for the game. Throughout the game, there's several different types of Pokeball you can get. You've got the standard stuff like Pokeball, Great Ball, and Ultra Ball. There's also Lure Balls, Net Balls. Lure Balls help catch water Pokemon, and Net Balls help catch water Pokemon as well as bug Pokemon. So there's lots and lots of different types of Pokemon that you can, Pokeballs that you can find throughout your adventure. There's also some really interesting ones. Throughout the game, you find these berries called apricorns. If you take these apricorns to a special person throughout the game, he will make your apricorns into special Pokeballs. One of the best Pokeballs that he can make is one called the Heavy Ball, which can be used to catch really heavy Pokemon like Golem. So that was really good. There's also a Pokeball that can make your Pokemon have more friendship and gain friendship a lot easier. So if you want to evolve one of your Pokemon based on friendship, if you manage to catch the Pokemon in this specific ball, you may find it a lot easier to gain your evolutions, which was quite good. Throughout the game, there's also Pokemon eggs. These are also quite useful. One of the Pokemon that I got for my team with a Pokemon egg was my Elekid, which I used for a short period of time until I found a better Pokemon. Anyway, YouTube, I've run out of time. The next part I'll finish off the review. Bye.